Schön wie die Lavona, lichtig wie die Sterne, von Himmel am Matona, bist du mir zugeschickt.
Mein Glück hab ich gewonnen, wenn ich hab dich gefunden. Stein wie tausend Sonnen, hast mein Herz beglitt.
Deine Zänderlich, weiß wie Perlech, mit deiner schönen Augen, dein Hinterlich, hast mich zu gezeugen.
Schön wie die Lavona, lichtig wie die Sterne, von Himmel am Matona, bist du mir zugeschickt. The end.
Yay! Wonderful. Well, would someone like to? I mean, I thank you for giving us a translation. But would somebody like to talk about why you chose that piece and how you found it and all that fun stuff?
I'll say it because my mother sang that when I was, a little girl. My parents' first language was Yiddish, and she taught me that song, and we would sing it together a lot. It was my favorite, and we had great harmonies. So when we can meet in person again, we're gonna work up the harmonies. But it's really a love song, I think to a child.
Lovely. Thank you. I'm excited to continue to learn more about your heritage and your upbringing and all that fun stuff.
Our Yiddish explorations.
Yes. I just started watching Schnitzel on
Oh,
literally just last night, and yeah, fascinating. I don't know how.
yeah.
I mean, it takes place in Israel, so I don't know if we grew up in Israel.
I didn't grow up that way, but it's really a phenomenal show. This song.
Okay, thank you, all three of you. Um, Next, let's see. Who do we have any volunteers to go next? I could go that way. If not, I can pick somebody too. It looks like John's ready to go. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Seamus.
Well, this will be a little different. So just sort of to give a little background. I don't know how my sound's coming across, so hopefully it'll give me some hints if it's not, or if it's too much or whatever. But so I've been sort of retired and living out of the country actually the last few years, so I had actually a lot of time to explore my just doing some songwriting and just trying to get my creative juices flowing and hopefully a little bit of refinement in my approach, and just essentially pretty much just amusing myself, no question. But I'm trying to get a few of these songs out because I'm kind of pleased with how some of them came out. And this one I actually had started before I'd left Portland, and finished it while I was away from Portland. And you kind of get a little bit of the theme, both from mostly from everybody's kind of experienced this to some extent this last year. But this is also a little bit of a generational complaint about having to exist with communicating online. This is called Body Heat. Let me make sure my guitar's in tune. It's called Body Heat. My baby rings me on that Skype. She's so hot, she's just my type. It's not enough to keep us tight. I need body heat. Body heat. I need body heat. A little rub, a chafe, a burn, lovely friction in return. It's no good without body heat. She said, come play on the electronic ice. The colors shimmered oh so nice, but I can't warm to her device. I need body heat, body heat. I must have body heat. Eye to eye, the fog of breath, real to life and close to death. It's no good without body heat. She said there's no make-believe, live it right out on your sleeve. You can edit, add, or delete. I need body heat, body heat. I do like body heat. Skin to skin, no time delay, no second chance, and honest play. It's no good without body heat. She dances like the seven veils, a turn, a swoon, it never fails. No scent of sweat, no small detail. I need body heat, body heat. No life without body heat. To move on with no second chance, no risk of losses, no romance. It's no good without body heat. My love and I connect online, so far away in space and time, but I can't make it in my mind. I need body heat, body heat, complete with body heat. It's all about real, not belief. What's Holy Ghost is no relief. Please give me that body heat. This ether romance has me beat, all air, guitar, and rubber meat. Photo roses draw no bees. I need body heat, body heat. I need body heat. A flame can't burn if it's made of silk. Got no cow, get no milk. It's no good without body heat. A little rub, a chafe, a burn, lovely friction in return. Eye to eye, the fog of breath, real to life, close to death. Skin to skin, no time delay, no second chance, an honest play. To move on with no second chance, no risk of losses, no romance. Just give me some body heat. It's no good without body heat. So.
Woo! And I'm assuming you wrote that. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. And it sounded like maybe you had some other ones that you've been working on too.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Am I doing this right? I'm just pressing the panic button and talking. But yeah, I've got a bunch of them, and they're all, I'm kind of all over the board. That one was just kind of a fun one. I've got some ones where I, just exploring my thoughts and lifelong legacies, and some of it's, a little less bouncy than that.
Well, that was awesome. Well, if we have time later on, once we get through everyone, are you open to maybe sharing again?
Yes, yeah, I can. I was just kind of waiting, being my first time here. I was just kind of seeing what the flow and the mood, and seeing how I could plug in and be a value add,
Definitely. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Shall we take it to a different? I don't know what it will be, but let's go a different direction now, and let's go with some spoken word, not spoken word. I don't know. Spoken, not sung. Chris, would you like to go next?
Sure.
Okay.
That's funny you say that because I never know what to call the stuff that I write. So I have a folder on my computer called spoken word pieces. So, because I'm always like, I don't know what this is. Is it poetry? Is it prose? I don't know. It's just little bits and pieces of things. So. And it ties into our first song a little bit because that song said something like you are like a pearl, which I thought was interesting because I don't know Yiddish, but the word was something like perleka or perlex or something, and I wonder if it's got a relation to the word pearl. It sounds like the word pearl. And the word sun in there said like a zunin or zunin, which sounds like the word sun to me. I'm a speech therapist, so I pick up on, I'm like always listening and thinking like, so like while he was singing, I was like trying to research the Yiddish word for pearl, but I couldn't find it because it's all written in Yiddish script. It wasn't transliterated anywhere, but anyway, that's way off the topic. But my piece is called The Pearl. So that's how it relates to the first song. And I just wrote this, it was yesterday or the day before, so I think it's ready to go. I might do some changes later, but this is what it is for now. So this is called The Pearl. Was I there when it happened? Would I even remember it if I was? How many lives would I have lived since then? I read Shen Kuo's account in the Dream Book when he conversed with no one but his writing brush and his ink slab. I saw the words on the page. I recalled the images in my mind, and I felt the warmth of the light on my skin, a light so radiant, no one could look upon it. My eyes were closed, my skin glowing in the heat of the flood. My hands were raised in awe and in surrender, and in the completeness of being, with no concept of words like today or tomorrow or eternity or of never. And I held nothing but an image of you in my mind, holding tight to remember I was still alive. A man showed me a pearl once in a shop in Yangzhou, and again I thought of you and of the light that shone upon me and washed across the land, making shadows of every tree, lighting up the sky and the woods in deepest hibiscus red. And I wondered that I had been in the presence of the gods, and yet I lived, protected by the thought of you, like a diamond in my mind. I walked through fields of wildflowers in the valley of Mount Huangshan in the eastern province of Anhui, with the smell of jasmine and the narcissus and the sacred lily hanging heavy in the air. And I made a necklace for you of crushed petals, intertwined with the sweet grass, and I washed the black soil off of my hands in a sea of chrysanthemum and boarded the train for Jiangsu and from there to Lake Xingkai. My eyes were shut tight, and still I felt the heat of the light, like sunbeams, as I clutched the pearl in the pocket of my jacket, feeling the coolness of the gem that burnt my hand like ice, like sorrow, taking away all thought of eternity, of emptiness, of fullness, and of nothingness. With only a razor-sharp thought of you cutting through my mind as a river cuts the valley. I saw the pearl rise and open in my mind, as large as a smoldering fist, illuminating the land in silvery white, the color of the lotus in early spring, its red-tinged edge fading off to the stars, as you plunged into Xingkai Lake, like the sun crashing into the sea, a dying, drowning star. I read the brush talking from the dream brook and had no one to tell my vision to but the jasmine and the lotus and the pearl. How many lives have I lived since then? Would I remember? Am I even still here? That's the end of that one.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
When you say that's the end of that one, does that mean that you had another one that you wanted to?
No, that's just the end of, that's all she wrote for me tonight.
I always want to know back. I never get to hear, recitations from the actual person, in the moment, and I always want to know the backstory behind that. Maybe I'm not supposed to ask those questions, but I feel like the author's there. So, do you want to share anything about that, or do we just leave it in its magic?
The backstory is earlier this week I was looking up the printing press, the first printing press, and I was going through like these kind of just link after link, and I found the story of this guy, Shen Kuo, who had made the first movable typesetting in China in something like the year 1000 AD, hundreds and hundreds of years before the printing press. And I was reading about him, and he had this account. He had written this book called the Brush Talks from the Dream Brook. And he had this one account called Strange Happenings about a UFO sighting in the year 1000 that was like a pearl floating above the city and in China, and people saw this repeatedly, and then they built this pearl pavilion, and people would come by boat to look for this pearl in the sky, and it would dive into the lake apparently, and it was really powerful. It's just a little paragraph that was written, and I guess that he referenced someone, a poet of the time, I forget his name, who wrote a poem called The Pearl, and I thought, I wonder what that would sound like. I wonder what that poem sounded like. There was no link, there was no reference to it. It's probably a lost poem. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll write something as if I had been there and seen that at the time, and took some liberties, but I don't know. It really was kind of fascinating to me, the whole account of it. It was just such a brief little account, but it just seemed so powerful. So anyway, that's the backstory for that one.
Thank you. I love that you can create a whole story from just one paragraph about something you read. It's yeah, a whole world. You took us on a ride and it was beautiful. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. Linsky's, you want to take us in yet another direction?
Sure. Yeah. So this is a totally different direction. This is somebody else's very goofy words.
I like it though, because it's about inspiration.
It's true.
It's by They Might Be Giants, and it's called Number 3. Ready?
Maybe.
Should I just start?
Sure.
There's only 2 songs in me, and I just wrote the third. Don't know where I got the inspiration or how I wrote the words. Spent my whole life just digging up my music's shallow grave for the 2 songs in me, and the third one I just made. A rich man once told me, hey, life's a funny thing. A poor man once told me that he can't afford to speak. Now I'm just in the middle like a bird without a beak. 'Cause there's just 2 songs in me, and I just wrote the third. Don't know where I got the inspiration or how I wrote the words. Spent my whole life just digging up my music's shallow grave for the 2 songs in me, and the third one I just made. So I went to the president and I asked, oh, what's his name? Has he ever gotten writer's block or something like the same? Well, he just started talking like he was on TV. If there's just 2 songs in you, boy, what do you want from me? So I bought myself some denim pants and a silver guitar. I politely told the ladies you'll still have to call me sir. Cause I've keep my self-respect, I'll never be a star. Cause there's just 2 songs in me, and this is number 3.
Ta-da.
Hey! Oh my goodness. Y'all are the cutest. Sorry.
That's the easiest song to prepare in, 10
That's the
seconds.
second a cappella They Might Be Giants song that you guys have done.
It's true.
You know it.
I was there for the other one, but
Christina, were you going to ask us about our inspiration and where we?
Where we got the words.
I hope they're
We
not.
spent our whole lives
Just
digging up.
our music shall agree.
Mhm. And the main inspiration for performing that tonight because you can just pull it out and be ready with it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, we've never done that before. Whereas the last one we did,
Never practiced it before.
well, we practiced it once
Wow.
10 minutes, half an hour ago.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thanks. Thanks for indulging us.
I always love having a smile put on my face. You guys are hilarious. All right. Oh, where do we go from there? Kit, what do you think? Do you want to follow that act?
Sure. I will follow with my non-boppy tunes.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Variety, right?
Exactly. We're on a tour of emotions.
Okay, so the first song I'm going to sing is an original, and I wrote this when I was 18. I think this is actually the first song I ever wrote on piano. And it's called Freya. Both my songs tonight are about women. So here's Freya.
though you're not able to grasp the meaning, it'll seem so crass. You never know what change may come till the day you see the sun. I never thought it'd come to this, though. Never thought. Freya, Freya, I'm giving me a break. Freya, Freya, there's so much you can take. Freya, Freya, recognize it as a loss. Freya, Freya, hope you know you're not the cause. Freya,
Woo! Beautiful. Love that. I want to hear that in person.
My next song is an arrangement of Eric Clapton's Layla. And I kind of like over arranged it for myself. It's really hard for me to play. So it's going to be kind of, starting and stopping, but it's kind of torturous for me to get it like perfectly right. So I'm just going to go with as it is.
Go for it.
Oops. Oops.
What do you do when you get lonely and no one's waiting by your side? You've been running out of headed for too long. You know it's just your foolish pride. Got me on my knees lately, begging, telling, please, darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Trying to give you consolation when your old man had let you down. Like a fool, I fell in love with you. Got me on my knees begging, darling, please, darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Got me on my knees, Layla.
Woo! Yeah. Get back to the gallery view. Very nice. I love that arrangement. I know you said you felt like you overworked. You said you overworked. Is that the word you used?
I overarranged it.
Overarranged it. I don't know. I
Like
love the
chord.
complexity of it though. I mean, I get that it's like harder to play, but it's really cool. I like the more complex the complexity that you added to it is yeah.
Thank you.
It just
I tend to turn every song into a ballad, so that's
I feel
my strength.
it's just it has that so much more depth to it, like I mean, you got to give Eric Clapton the props because he wrote it and all, but I give you props too for putting some more like deeper emotion into it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
My pleasure.
Well, who shall go next? Sylvia, do you want to sing for us? Okay. Don't forget that you are muted, my dear. Okay, you knew.
Okay, I have to get my tiny piano here and get my starting note. Okay. All right, this is totally unaccompanied. Sorry. Childhood living is easy to do. The things that you wanted, well, I bought them for you. Graceless lady, you know how I am. I can't just let you slide through my hands. And wild horses couldn't drag me away. And wild horses couldn't drag me away. I watched you suffer a dull aching pain. Now you've decided to show me the same. No sweeping exits or offstage lines could make me feel bitter or treat you unkind. And wild horses couldn't drag me away. And wild horses couldn't drag me away. I know I've dreamed you a sin and a lie. Well, I have my freedom, but I don't have much time. faith has been broken, and tears must be cried. But let's do some living before we die. And wild horses couldn't drag me away. And wild horses couldn't drag me
Woohoo! Oh, wow. That's the Stones, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So did you arrange it that way then to in like such a different style?
No, I actually, I don't know. It doesn't say who arranged it. I found this arrangement online and it just says that it's by Mick Jagger and it doesn't say who did this arrangement. So I don't know.
I like it.
But
It's
I love the song. I've always loved the song, and I like the arrangement because it's kind of like a little easier for somebody like me to sing than the way the Stones do it.
totally, yeah. Well, it feels like it's like all of a sudden becomes like a Broadway number, you know? Like you'd be standing in the center of the stage just singing your heart out and whatever's happening to the character. It was beautiful. Thank you. Do you feel like you want to wait to share your story, or do you know about how long it is? Should we come?
Has everybody gone?
I think Sophia, were you going to? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's let everybody do first, and then if that works for you.
Yeah, I'm easy. All right, Sophia, you're up.
All right, so I get off of work at 7. And so I told myself that I was going to practice this like before I went to work, and I promptly forgot. So as always, comes with a disclaimer of I'm under practiced, but at this point that's just the baseline. So, you know. Actually, I am gonna do like a little sound check thing because this one is going to be considerably louder than ones that I normally do. So just like let me know if this like gets cutty outy.
It's okay. It's not like unhearable.
Okay. Let's hope it stays that way.
Okay.
Just
Maybe if you backed up a little bit, Soph.
that's a good idea. There's a rug behind me. Now? All right.
Same.
Okay. Chimney falls and lovers' blaze. Thought that I was young. Now I've freezing hands and bloodless veins, as numb as I've become. I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon tonight. And last night I dreamt I'd forgotten my name, 'cause I sold my soul same. I'm so lonely, and I wish I was the moon tonight. God blessed me, I'm a free man with no place free to go. I'm paralyzed and collared tight, no pills for what I fear. This is crazy, and I wish I was the moon tonight. Chimney falls and lovers blaze. Thought that I was young. Now I've freezing hands and bloodless veins, as numb as I've become. I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon tonight. And how will you know if you found me at last? 'Cause I'll be the one, be the one, be the one with my heart in my lap. I'm so tired, I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon tonight. I'm so tired, I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon. I'm so tired, I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon tonight.
Woo!
There we go.
You blew out the speakers, but that's okay. It was worth it, and it was.
Figured that was gonna happen.
I mean, despite the distortion, you can hear it's a great song for your voice, and I love hearing that amount of sound coming out of your face.
It's it's I Wish I Was the Moon by Nico Case. I realized I forgot to say that. But yeah,
It suits me.
thank you.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, I know you feel like you need to have disclaimers, but I feel like you don't need to have disclaimers. I would not have known that you felt under practiced. So forget all that other stuff. Just sing. Also, side note, I love your hair. It is looking real cute. Yes. Truly, I like the swept back look. It's nice.
Yeah, I had to fix it because for some reason you can even it's still it won't do anything other than stick down, and it drives me insane.
Well,
it's just a little calic.
It looks good though. Who cuts that?
Did you do that? Oh my gosh, Seamus.
We're Seamus.
And I cut it too, technically.
Oh,
you're 3 hours away, so
it was a joint effort.
Sophia, have you heard Furnace Room Lullaby by Nico Case?
maybe. I don't know.
I love that song. Maybe I'll try to find a YouTube and in the chat.
Do you know which album it's off of?
It's that's the title of the album. It's the final track on that album, Furnace Room Lullaby. It's kind of a haunting song, of course. I like it, so yeah, I'll share it.
Well, coming back around, John, did you wanna go again? Bye.
I've got kind of a short one, but I can tell the long story about how it came about, since you seem to be wanting a little of the provenance. This is also one I wrote. It's one I wrote. When you're, as I'm trying to sort of stimulate my creativity, I've been working. I work with little challenges like, basic inspirations, events, whatever comes up, and unfortunately, I don't have the same vocal range as either my niece or my grandniece, Scarlett or Sophia. So my I have to find a little novelty in the presentation, not so much in the melodic brilliance. But anyway, this one is one that I was inspired while I was living overseas. I had the opportunity to try and explain to a Dutch friend sort of the dilemma of Pacific Northwest niceness, because the Dutch are very frank, very straightforward, and very full of very self-contained but distinct opinions. And they're more than willing to let you know what they are. And one time we'd had an afternoon where we were just hanging out and talking, and she just said, "Jonathan, you really say a lot, but you don't really say much," which made me laugh, because I knew that was just my sort of naturally diffident Pacific Northwest manner. So I wrote this song. It's called "You Laughed." You laughed and said I say nothing when I speak. You gotta know that's how I roll. It's not all about me. When a conversation starts, it's nice to leave some gaps so everyone can have their fun. No danger and no traps. I have my opinions, my own ideas and views, but hard truth and candor so often leave a bruise. If I need to reply or put you in a place, you'll get a cracking punchline with a smile right in your face. If that seems squishy, just give me a hug. I'll return in kind if you don't mind, tight and warm and snug. Because if you need the truth, that's how I say it best. No trick to the translation or miscommunication left. So there it is. Thank you.
Thank you. I think you have a lovely voice. Just think you do. So
not bad for a 7-note range. I do my best.
it's a lovely tone, very warm.
John and Scarlett's dad were in a band together that have actually played at the St. John's Farmers Market a couple times together.
How did I miss that? Bummer.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen again at some point?
Probably not, because Scarlett's dad passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry, Scarlett.
Okay. But John plays fiddle.
Oh, wow. Wow. Cool.
I won't bother to try that in this venue. It's really tough to get them mic'd so they come across. But
it's true. It's true. It's a challenge. Well, I feel like you, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to dishonor your father, Scarlett, but maybe you could have someone else join your trio and be the honorary member in your father's memory. Or not, whatever you like, but I would love to hear it. I love bands. Family bands. In fact, maybe Seamus, you should step in.
He can't play the guitar for anything. I tried to teach him some chords once and he practically started crying. He was whining so hard, like, but it hurts my fingers.
Practice. It's true. Maybe you should do ukulele instead. It's a little easier. It's like finger-wise. Says the person that doesn't play ukulele.
Very soft hands. I think triangle is the extent of my range.
Does that hurt too much in the palm?
Well, I mean, the metal is rough.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you could just sit back and look pretty then. Sophia, you should come in and play then. You'd take over your grandfather's place.
I do have his guitar.
Well, there you go. It's meant to be. Okay, so Sylvia, would you like to read for us?
Sure.
I think we're here for you.
All right. So I seem to have been on a little run of funny stories for the open mic. But, so this is a story about ice cream. When I was young, back in roughly the Paleolithic era, living with a lot of people in a flat in San Francisco, we had one of those hand cranked ice cream machines. You know, the thing I mean, it was a big wooden tub with a crank and you'd fill the inner can with cream and the outer part of the tub you'd fill with ice and salt. And then you crank and crank and crank and crank and crank for what seemed like hours.
We
and
still have
eventually,
one.
Yeah.
We still have one, Sylvia.
Yeah, good.
In the basement.
And eventually you would have ice cream. So it was the best stuff ever. It was the food of the gods. And you'd have it with peaches or blackberries in summer and with mint or chocolate in it in winter. And the thing is, if you've ever made your own ice cream, you know that it is heavenly that first day. And then after that first day, it gets kind of hard and rough textured, like still nice, but nothing like that celestial substance that you got when it first came out of the machine. And so it would tend to sit in the freezer and get older and tougher instead of getting eaten. So we started what we called the ice cream patrol. We would make a batch of ice cream and stuff our faces, and then we would package the rest up. And we divided into little plastic containers and put the little plastic containers in little paper bags. And then we would drive around town being the ice cream fairies, bringing ice cream to our various friends. We would put the container on the doorstep, ring the bell, and scurry back and get back in the car and wait until we could see somebody open the door and then take off. But if nobody came to the door, we would go back out and grab the bag and move on to the next place, because there's no point in leaving it sitting on the doorstep to melt. So I had this friend, Lorraine, who lived just a few blocks from us. And because she lived so close, she was often targeted by the ice cream patrol. She was possibly the funniest woman alive. And she had a car that she called Old Paint. It was a very apt name. I'm not sure if you would all even know about the name Old Paint. It was what cowboys supposedly called their pinto horse, the kind of horse with patches of white in color. The cowboys they would call that horse Old Paint because, I mean, it had patches of different colors. Lorraine's car had a couple of its doors replaced and its trunk lid replaced, and none of the replacement parts were the same color as the existing car or as each other. And there were rust patches besides. So it was a pretty sad looking car. So one night, the ice cream patrol was out and we were heading to Lorraine's, and just about a block from her house, here comes old paint rolling down the street toward us. So we stopped. I hopped out. I waved Lorraine down and I yelled, "Ice cream patrol," and pushed the little bag into the open window of the car. And just as I was doing that, I saw that the person in the car was not Lorraine. The car was not old paint. Improbably, it was a car that looked very much like old paint, with the mismatched parts, the patches and everything, driving along just, a block or so from Lorraine's house. And the woman behind the wheel screamed, and the bag came hurtling back out of the car and smashed into the side of our car, missing me by inches. And the car that wasn't old paint peeled off down the street, trailing screams and obscenities. Oh, oops, sorry. We dropped off the ice cream for Lorraine anyway. I mean, a bag that wasn't smashed. Anyway, at her house. So that's my story.
Oh man. That's a good one. That's a good one.
We were
It
supposed
inspired
to
me to eat
all-
ice cream right away.
What's that?
It inspired me to pull out the ice cream.
I was going to say, I thought we were supposed to scream for ice cream, not against it.
Yeah.
Well, somebody comes along and shoves a bag into your open car window,
Oh, the story definitely took a different turn. I thought that all of a sudden all the kids, like you heard, like the kids in the neighborhood would have heard like ice cream patrol, and then they would all just start flocking to your car, but nope.
No, I mean, this would always happen like at night.
Mhm.
The ice cream patrol would go out at night. So
That was a good one. Thank you. And it's a good one for a warm day like today too. Okay. Well, friends, is there any more this evening? Oh, Noelle, are you sharing today? Oh no, you just are raising your hand. You're saying goodbye. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And so if that's it for today, then I will. Oh, John, did you have something else?
I just wanted to say it was nice to sit in here with you and meet you all this virtual way. I look forward to when we're sitting in a shared space sometime soon, hopefully.
Sure
Any
hope
luck?
we're working on getting our space set up and hospitable for people. I suppose it's possible we could meet outside. That could be another idea. I don't know. We'll keep and working it out. I know, Sophia, that might be a little more challenging. Chris, I know that might be a little more challenging, but
I was going to say, don't give up these, because it's too far from North Carolina to come out there for a Saturday night.
But we could definitely host you online. So I feel like regardless, we can still maintain an online component to it at least. We are, for those of you who are local, we are going to start up a porch concert series starting next month in conjuncture with the farmers market. So when the farmers market is just a block away, or not even less than a block away, on the corner, we're going to be having some live music on our porch from local musicians. And our next open mic will be on May 15th, which is the same day that we're going to start with our porch concert series, which will run through the summer and into fall, if all goes well. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, I wanted to tell you that if you are able, and oops, I don't know how do I do this? Everybody, that's what I want. If you are able, we would love to have your donations for our open mics so that we can continue doing these open mics. Only if you can, though, of course. And we very much appreciate it. And what else did I want to tell you? I also wanted to briefly tell you, where's my other link? If you know young people, I'm going to start with the young people. If you know any young people, like, 7 to 14-ish, We have classes going on, and I'll just put up our registration page there so you can check that out or send it to the young people in your life. We do have an adult class that is going to start up in May, and of course I don't have the date right in front of me, but it's in that registration page that I've just popped up there. So that's a Improv for Life class, and it's only a 4-week session. It will be online. Right now all of our spring term classes are online, so that's just for adults, and we're all adults here, so it's for everybody who's here. And I think that might be all I have to say for right now, other than thank you all for being here and sharing and being an audience. And I love it. I love it all. And I agree. I mean, Chris, I as much as I want to be in person too, I don't want to let these go either, because I know that this makes it accessible for certain folks, and I want that to continue. So, yay.
Thanks, Christina.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Lovely
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you. Thank you.
coming and performing.
Great seeing everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye.